Good afternoon. I'm Mark Child, Chairman and CEO of Condor Gold PLC. A copy of this presentation, a slightly more detailed one, will be available on our website shortly. A statutory disclaimer. So Condor is AIM listed and listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange. Our strategy is to construct and operate a base case 100,000 ounce per annum gold producer, and secondly, to expand our mineral resource, double it to 5 million ounces of gold. Here are the investment highlights. We have a pre-feasibility study that shows 80,000 ounces of gold per annum for 7.5 years out of a single land-year open pit. We've recently received permits to expand that by adding in 2 feeder pits. So the permitted pit, which is the second, which is land-year open pit of 900,000 ounces of gold at 3 grams. These 2 feeder pits of Mestiza and America of another 220,000, very high grade, have been permitted in the last 4 to 6 weeks. We're developing, we have permits to construct the plant for up to 2,800 tonnes a day, capacity for a 10-year period. With the inclusion of the feeder pits, that can give us 7-year mine life at 120,000 ounces of gold a year. In addition to that, we can bring the underground resource of 1.2 million ounces into production at a later stage. We believe we've got a significant gold district, and we've doubled the land bank of the concessions around the area in the last 3 years. We've got pretty strong economics. We've recently raised cash. We've got $10 million of cash in the bank. We're $18 an ounce in the ground of indicated and inferred, and we're $700 in sustaining cash costs on our PFS. Undervalued compared to the TSX. We've got potential for early cash flow by entering production ourselves with a smaller plant earlier on, or toll milling to a nearby plant with spare capacity. And the details of our high-grade resource are at the bottom right. Here's Nicaragua. I've only got 10 minutes, so I won't spend too much time on this, just to say it's mining friendly. There are 3 major commercial mines. Gold's their biggest export, and they're permitting every year at the moment. This is the project. It's low sulfidation epithermal vein system. You're looking at less than 5% of the project area. It's a former mine by Noranda. It had a Soviet resource of over 2 million ounces on at 9 grams. Low sulfidation. It's in 7 different gold deposits. And the core of the area, all of these areas can be expanded along strike and down dip. The core of the area is Landia pit, which we started on. That's the main pit. And just to the north, we've got America and Mestiza. These are the 2 feeder pits. That's a photo of La India vein. You're looking at $2 billion worth of gold there, today's prices, or just over. And the top 900,000 ounces is mineral resource, including the reserve. The reserve there you can see is 6.9 million tonnes of 3.1 grams for 675,000 ounces. There's a 10-to-1 strip ratio and a 6 million tonne pre-stripping on the PFS numbers. That was all done at $1,250 gold, so the economics is substantially better if you apply the current prices knocking on $1,800 gold. Here are the drill results, pretty spectacular. Our top 10 results, we have 10 meters true width at 34 grams. Well, can let you look at that later. There's 80,000 meters of drilling on the project. This is a new slide showing the incremental permitted pits. So this is a 1 kilometer square. The polygons here in the purple are what the ministry has for permitted. So we're permitted to construct and operate the processing plant. That's in the middle, just by the road here. There's a tailings storage opposite the road. The main pit is 1.2 kilometers away, waste dumps to the north and to the west, and another 1.5 and 3 kilometers from the processing plant of the other pit. So you have 1.1 million ounces permitted for extraction, open pitable resources there, including the mineral reserve. Underneath that, there's another 1 million ounces of gold. So effectively that can be permitted too, because the difficult bit is always permitting open pitables, undergrounds, less of an environmental impact. This is the mining dilution study. So this shows you what happens when we apply mining dilution factors of mining dilution, mining recovery In the case of Mestiza, we put a 0.4 meter wide skin around the mineralized vein. And you can see that although it's high grade at 8.6 grams as a resource, by putting a 0.4 meter skin of waste rock in, we lose about 3 grams because the vein is relatively narrow at 2.5 meters average weighted width. It does blow out to 5-6 meters, but we still capture 111,000 ounces of gold of mill feed. So these are fully diluted. And just to give you an idea, a 5.7 gram open pit is $300 a ton rock. So we have 600,000 tons at that price. So that alone is $180 million of revenue just from this very small feeder pit. That could pay for the whole project. It costs about $1 gram to get into production, into a bar of gold, I say, and this is 5.7 grams. So the total mill feed is 5.8 million tons at 3.1 grams, 850,000 ounces. After metallurgical recovery, we can produce about 800,000 out of those permitted pits. You'll hear me saying permitted because that's a major de-risk on any project. We are also have got the underground, which I've mentioned we can bring in later. We've run a couple of scenarios to what happens, how do we get into production quicker? So we're looking at things ahead of that construction decision. One is to do a smaller plant of 1,000 tons a day. And this demonstrates if we high grade everything, minimum capex, maximum cash flow, we can have 1.6 million tons at 4.6 gram open pittable. This is fully diluted. And that'll give you, after metallurgical recovery, 225,000 ounces of gold. There's no low-grade stockpiling in there. So we can either put that through our own smaller mill of 1,000 tons a day,